guys, it's Mark here, back with another playing card review, and today we are going to be reviewing the King's Wild Project Table Players Volume 18, I believe. So yeah, very cool deck of cards. I did a review, I did a review on this deck last night, and I don't know, the review just didn't seem to go the best in my opinion. Seemed kind of boring. I did a short on it. That did really well. It's at like 400 views, and I made it last night. So if you guys just want to see a quick look at the cards, you can check out that. But I still wanted to do a full, in-depth review on these cards because, honestly, these are some of my favorite cards. They're amazing, and they're definitely going to be out of order and stuff because I've shuffled them and used them for the review. Or for the short I did a little bit, but yeah, I just wanted to make a review, and well, I'm going to be going through these cards. I just want to give you guys a few updates on the channel, cards I have coming in, and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, King's Wild Project. So these cards are meant to look like a box of cigarettes, and I don't know how many volumes there are. I know this is the 18th. And just from the tuck case, it looked super cool, and I was like, I need those cards. And, you know, I mention it all the time, but I love supporting King's Wild Project. You know, I had like 3 subscribers. They sent me 4 really nice stacks of cards, so I'll always support them. But, yeah, this one looked really cool, and, I mean, they must be pretty popular if they have, you know, if this is the 18th version. Also, I love the stamp there, the 546 out of 800. Yeah, it has kind of a papery feel. I love the stripes, though. Love the color palette on this whole thing. Yeah, we'll get into it when we open the box. So, yeah, it's also got, like, some gold foiling right there where it says King's Wild Project. And, yeah, love the stamp. Yeah, kind of like a thicker box of cards, like I had to like pop it open with a knife, you know how some boxes are like that. We have the 13 on the lip, and then the number 13. I'm not quite sure what it symbolizes, but King's Wild Project always puts a 13 somewhere in their decks of cards. And so, like I said, these will be out of order, unfortunately, but yeah, that's okay. These are very, very beautiful cards, and yeah. So here is the back design here, 2-way borderless back design. So yeah, if you're into gambling or like poker, great deck of cards for poker. Because if you're bottom dealing or second dealing, there's less of a discretion when there's not a border. So yeah, and it also makes for a very cool fan. Cards feel super nice. They're not, and they're slippery. They're not quite as slippery as a lot of new cards are, but not in a bad way. As you can see there, they're still pretty slippery. But yeah, super cool deck of cards. I'm just going to start showing you guys the cards here and talk about, yeah, a couple things I wanted to talk about. So I have some really cool decks of cards coming. The Giovanni, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but from Third Way Industries, he has this, the back card there, he has this Kickstarter project, that's been going on the last couple months, and the cards just shipped. I got 2 of them. They're called like Phantasma Revenant or something, and then one of them's Vision, and one of them's something else. But yeah, very cool deck of cards. I know, so they kind of like switch colors. If you guys have seen like Reddit or seen anything about their cards, I actually saw today someone on Reddit who got their cards already, so I'm hoping those will be in soon. Sorry, I'm just trying to think, but he did say like it shows up even more with a black light, so I need to go out and buy a black light before I do that video. Is I also have the Babylon Fontaine cards that you need a UV light for, and I really want to do that review, but I've been waiting to get a UV light to do that, or a black light, whatever it's called, to do that review. So yeah, expect that in the next week or so. I have the shipping. It hasn't really moved yet, but it's only coming from Illinois, and I'm in Michigan. So hopefully this week we'll have those. And yeah, like I said, it's 2 decks. Yeah, I'll give you guys more information about it during that video, but Phantasma, something like that. And yeah, one's Vision, and then one is something else. But yeah, super, super cool deck of cards. I do have, I mentioned this before, I've talked to the guy. Sorry, I know I'm going to want to talk about the cards when I start looking at them, so I'm just going to wait just a sec on that. But yeah, I've talked to the guy before. He's super nice. Yeah, really nice guy. He's given me discounts and stuff before for my channel. I do have his white monoliths. That's hard to say for some reason. But yeah, they're super cool cards. His court cards are really interesting. I just briefly showed them in my unboxing video one time. But yeah, his court cards are super cool. Yeah, kind of funny, like he always makes the queens look like super hot, so it's kind of like, I don't know, not your traditional playing cards, but they're super sweet. The only thing I didn't like about those white monoliths is they just didn't feel very good, and I don't know what those were printed on, but I know the ones we're getting now are being printed on USPCC. And I know he's from Italy, I believe, so maybe those other ones weren't from USPCC. I don't know, but so I have those. And then speaking of Fontaine, they did, if you guys remember, beginning of the year, start going through the cards here. Also, it's always a great deck of cards. If you know me, if you've seen the channel and you know my OCD, there's nothing better than when the 7s have a line through it. I love that. Also love the font of these cards. I've been really liking, I've seen it a lot more lately. I really like the orange instead of the red. And yeah, fairly standard number cards. The font is a little different on both the courts and the numbers, so I guess not very standard. Like, look at those clubs. Those clubs are super sweet. But yeah, I'll start going through the cards here a little bit. But like I said, like, look at this jack. There's so much detail, and I just love the color palette on these cards. It's super, super cool. So yeah, and I love those clubs as well. I've seen these somewhere else too. Could have been from King's Wild Project. But yeah, I'm just going to flip through the cards here. I mean, yeah, I could go on and on all day about how intricate and yeah, I know I just said this, but just the color palette, like the orange with the blue, just chef's kiss, like perfect. So yeah, this is honestly like one of my favorite decks of cards. If we're just going by like look and everything, yeah, super cool. Very, very unique. Love the borderless two-way back design. Love the tuck case. Even though it is, oh, look at that one, so crazy. Even though it is a little papery feeling, like for the vibe they're going for. Oh my gosh. Like, look at how crazy that queen is. Sorry, I'll keep going through the cards here while I'm talking. So, Fontaine, about the beginning of January, they did, a sky blue Fontaine and a thumbprint Fontaine, and it sold out like super quick. I was able to cop one of the sky blues, and that was like 2 or 3 months ago, and I believe those are being printed on some sort of German stock, so those will be interesting to see. But anyway, my point with that is I finally got an email from Fontaine like a week ago, another great court card, that they're being shipped to their warehouse. And so yeah, I got the sky blue ones, so those should be here within the next week or two as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of cool upcoming reviews that I'm super excited for. And yeah, I'm really happy with how the last couple videos have done. For a while there, I was like, man, I just like can't get anything going. But yeah, it's really picked up the last week or so, I'd say. So I've been very happy about the channel. Very excited, yeah, how well things are going right now. And yeah, we're almost at 50 subscribers. So yeah, if you like the videos, if you like the channel, please consider subscribing. It means a lot to me. But yeah, we're gonna do something. I don't know what yet, but like we're gonna do something fun for 50 subscribers. But other than, and I'm gonna just say it, like these are the coolest. Not this card because this isn't a court card, but the court cards in these cards, I would say, are my favorite of any court cards of any deck review I've done, or honestly maybe, yeah, of the reviews I've done. I've seen some that like the face Oka playing cards, like those court cards are pretty crazy, but as far as just like the look, like you can't beat it. Oh, I was showing this card because the orange with that font and the 7 with the line through it, like I said, chef's kiss, like just amazing. But yeah, look at all the detail, and yeah, just that orange and the blue goes so well together. So such a beautiful deck of cards. Yeah, but so like I was saying, oh yeah, I probably should have started with this one, Ace of Spades here. Another thing interesting about these cards, it doesn't say anywhere table players, I think that's what it's called, table players playing cards. It has the volume 18 on the bottom there, but other than that, it doesn't say like table players volume 18 anywhere. So kind of interesting. Yeah, not much about it like listed on the cards. That one is crazy too. Look at how cool that is. And that was why I made the short for this video. I'm trying to do them for every video, but I mean, it takes a lot of time because it's just like cutting together like 1-second clips and doing that like, you know, 40 times and then a few couple-second clips. So it's a lot more work than editing and making the actual videos are. Like I said, like the last 2 or 3 of them I've done, I've gotten like 400 views on them, so which is way more than you know, my full videos get. And yeah, so it's definitely worth it. You know, get more people to see my channel. Yeah, feel the cards, they feel super nice. Yeah, so anyway, as I was getting at while showing you guys those cards, sorry for my rambling, but yeah, still a little slippery. But yeah, I have a bunch of cool reviews coming up in the next couple weeks that I'm really excited to show you guys about. So, or to show you guys. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I also have been talking to, I believe it's makeplayingcards.com, and they're basically a site that, it's like, you know, if you have a wedding or like, I don't know, like, kind of like what, you probably can't see it, those cards up there, if you've seen them before, they're cards I got made. I guess my parents probably did them, but just like me when I was like 8, and on my baseball team it's just a picture and that's a deck of cards, and the back design is the picture of me. But so it's kind of like that, where you can make your own playing cards. So yeah, they do some Kickstarter projects though, and I'm talking to them. Sounds like they're gonna send me a deck of cards too. So yeah, super cool. So I've got a bunch of cool reviews coming. Yeah, before we get into the review of this, my phone is about to die, so I'm gonna charge it and then we will get into the... Okay, so let's get into the review. And as I was between the 2 parts here, I got an update that the Third Way Industries decks made it to Lowell, so, or my city, so they'll be here tomorrow. So yeah, that review I should be able to get out tomorrow, or at least within the next 2 days. But for this deck of cards, the tuck case, super cool, like the embossing and gold foil and everything on that, as well as the the number there out of 800. Super cool. White on the inside, does have the thing on the sides there, and the 13 on the lip. Super cool deck. I normally don't like the cardboardy feeling decks, but this is, yeah, super cool deck. And so yeah, that's gonna be a 10 out of 10. And the feel of these cards, they're slippery. They're not quite as slippery as a lot of cards, but like honestly, like these cards are so cool. Like these are ones that like I want to use all the time, which I mean, it's tough to do. I hate overusing cards that are in my collection unless I have like, you know, 2 of them or whatever. But they feel super great. I'd say not quite a 10 out of 10. But yeah, it always does that on the first couple shuffles. But yeah, they feel super nice. We'll go 9 out of 10 for that. And then cost, I think these were $15 plus shipping. Definitely worth it. Super nice deck cards, as well as it being King's Wild Project. I always like to support them with all the stuff they've sent me, so yeah, I have no problem paying $15 for a deck of cards from them. So we'll go 10 out of 10 for that. Back design, super cool. Like I said, love the borderless 2-way back design. Love the colors on that. Yeah. I'm trying to think. It's at least, we'll go 9 out of 10 on that as well. And then you guys already know, for the court cards, pips, and indices, some of the coolest court cards I've ever seen, as well as the font with the line through the 7s. Definitely a 10 out of 10. So 3 10s and 2 9s, so 48 out of 50 is the score on these. And yeah, so look forward to those reviews I talked about coming up. And yeah, you know what, I'm gonna switch that. These cards feel super nice. We're gonna go 9.5 out of 10, so 48.5 out of 50. Yeah, super nice deck of cards. Or would it be, sorry, yeah, 48.5 out of 50. I was trying to think there for a second. But yeah, super cool deck of cards. Really like these. They're a little bit slippery still, which, I mean, all nice new cards are. But yeah, they handle super nice, feel super nice. And as I've mentioned quite a few times, just like the color palette on this is awesome with the orange and the blue. Just look super good together. So yeah, very happy with this deck of cards. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.